Yep. Hi, everybody. Susan Batchelder here, and I am with my favorite partner. Oh, yeah, right. You're my only partner. Anyway, Tammy Montgomery.
That was funny. That was cute. Hey, Susan, how are you today?
I'm fabulous. I'm fabulous. So, just to explain to those of you watching, I was all serious and I was on a mission because I know exactly what I want to start off saying to you. And then, right as I clicked start to record this, Tammy got me laughing and called me Frank. So, anyway.
And that's another fun story we got to share with them someday, huh?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So today what we want to talk about is we want to just like expose, like pull back the curtains and expose a little piece of what we have to share about you and share with you and what we are about. 1 + 1 = 3. I've been saying a lot lately. So
Yes.
and the focus won't be so much on us, but we have to share with you a little piece of us before we expose you to kind of the stuff that you'll find in the back office of Titum Inc. and the resources available to you. But first of all, we're going to show you a little bit about who we are, and then we'll just pull back the curtain and disclose a little bit about why would you want to do big ticket with Titum Inc. Just kind of discuss that. Do you want to jump in at that point, Tammy, or should I go on a little bit more like Frank?
Well, you're always doing such a good job. I mean, that's the fun part about it is whatever I forget to say, you usually chime in and vice versa. And that's just a cool thing that we have going here. I can tell people a little bit about me if you want. I do have a little hard time to just kind of, give people the Reader's Digest version. I usually go on and on, but we do have other videos around that people can, if they want to know our background and things like that. I've been self-employed for 26 years. This is what I know. This is my love, is to help other people. So I've been in other industries, but it's still boiled down to helping people better their lives. So I was actually a mortgage broker and a real estate investor with my husband, and I always did the marketing and advertising for him. And before that, we actually had more of a brick and mortar kind of things that we started. But since I was 20, I have always had a business. So I'm very much an entrepreneur at heart. My background, my family is not, but for some reason, it came out in me. So I just knew that the only way I could really, really have a future for myself and my family is to be an entrepreneur, because I was not college material. In fact, I'm glad my guidance counselor told me that if you go to college, Tammy, you're going to fail because your scores in high school are not good. So, hey, what motivation is that, right? So the reason why I got into top tier, this particular industry, is because I simply love money. The money that it can bring you and the chunks of money that it can bring you. And especially with Titum, I'm very, very passionate about actual value-based products. And that's the reason why I'm so excited about Titum, Susan, and people listening, is because it does have the resources. It has everything pretty much anyone would ever want. As far as training, we have that with our inner circle people that join with us. They know that we know how to generate leads. We know how to generate traffic. We know, and traffic, of course, can be broke down once you join us. But people know that about me, that I've been in this for 6 years now, and this is all I've known. So I've been able to go to Florida 4 and 5 times, to South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. I mean, you name it, Vegas, then Pittsburgh live event. I mean, I've been to so many places in this past 6 years, and it's because of high ticket. So high ticket sales, meaning anything above $500. So that's just been my specialty, and I love webinars because I do not like telling and selling and explaining any product. In fact, if anyone ever calls me and asks me, what are you selling? I'm going to make them watch a webinar, because if you can't do that, if you can't take 30 minutes to 45 minutes to change your life like I did and like Susan did, if you can't take 30 to 45 minutes to change your whole year, and we're talking about a lot of money here, then honestly, you're not serious and you're not going to be working with us. So that's the way I look at it. So hopefully that kind of gives a person a little bit of a glimpse about me, that I just really like seeing people succeed. Susan, you know that when people put money in their pocket and it's not mine, I get more excited than when I make a sale.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So anyway, I'll bounce it back to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Tammy. And I just have to say it again. I absolutely love being your partner. I love working with you. There's no place else I'd rather be. So thank you.
That's awesome. Thank you.
But for all of you out there, it's very much on purpose that we're working together. So
absolutely.
You get and that's what 1 + 1 = 3 means. You get both of us, 2 for the price of 1.
Right. Hey, they're getting a bonus right there. So I don't have to give any bonuses then anymore.
Yeah, I'm wearing up to this bonus idea of yours.
I still will always give them bonuses no matter what.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so a little bit about me. I started in this industry 3.5 years ago. I had no idea that this was ever going to be something that I was going to do, online marketing, online business. I was completely shy when I started. Didn't even want to put my picture on Facebook. Didn't know how to do Gmail, like to send an email, let alone do email marketing, and let alone teach and coach people on email marketing.
Yeah.
Never liked being in video, like home family videos. I was the one behind the camera. If the camera got like somebody else was recording and it came by me, I was the one hiding behind the other wall, or putting my hand up. So teaching video marketing and creating a product to get other people to video, like none of this was at all ever in my vision. So yeah, that's just to kind of premise that.
Wow.
I was a
That's
critical
cool.
care yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, I was a critical care registered nurse for 15 years. And that was a lifelong goal, literally. But I guess some of my first words that came out of my mouth was telling my mom that I was going to be a nurse when I grew up. So I had that goal. I planned all of my schooling. I read nursing textbooks before I even got into. So that was like, I was very passionate about that career, loved it, did really well at it, did lots of student mentoring, training new staff, team leading. It was just like, it was a whole encompassed part of my life. And then 10 years ago, I was in a car accident. So just one of those things, within the blink of an eye, everything changed. I was no longer able to work in that career. There was actually a stretch I wasn't even able to walk. So that was 10 years ago. And it took a few years for full diagnosis and then to find the right treatment. I spent all my savings, took out all of my registered retirement plan, like of my own. I didn't take my occupation one out. Then I dug a hole of debt, all just trying to get the best treatment, then educating myself on how to deal with that permanent nerve damage. So I flew to India, Cleveland Clinic, Mayo Clinic, some specialized x-ray places in Florida. So I made 10 trips altogether and spent a whole lot of money, lots of massage, all these sorts of treatments that I had to pay for out of my own pocket. So I dug a big hole of debt, and it seemed like there was no end. There was not much for answers. I had made some headway, but it seemed like a never-ending place. So when I came online, to be honest with you, and I'll like shorten it right there, but I was in a very dark place and I was very desperate. I was essentially searching, Googling, essentially 911 help. I need money. I need to make money. So I started out very rudimentary, like doing surveys and all sorts of crazy stuff. So when people come to Tammy and I, and they're in that stuck place, those are the people that I decided I wanted to help, because I was there. I was in that place, stuck, lost, had no idea what my dots were, let alone how to connect my dots. And that's what I'm really passionate about, helping those kind of people, because there is a way. And I know Tammy learned it the hard way, and I definitely did as well. So we want to help shorten that path for you. We specifically picked Titan because of its value and because of the just the whole amazing back office, the products, and the high ticket. It's really life changing. And so this industry has changed our lives, and we want to change yours. So that's what we're here for. So I'm just tying that into a little bit about me. And now I guess we'll go into and talk about what is in the back office, Tammy.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, I just want to pull one thing out of there. When you say that you can help people get unstuck, I'm absolutely 100% convinced that you do an excellent job at that, because I'm the person that like literally analyzes numbers and things like that, and I always have, and I'm always looking at crunching numbers. So I'm more of a, okay, if I'm talking to a person, I'm like, okay, you ready or you're not. But the reason why we have partnered together is you will actually kind of almost not, I don't even want to use the word consult, but because you were in that spot, and I was in that spot too, but you have the empathy for people. And that is that's a huge, I can't even use the word, but it's amazing that you have that about you. So that's just phenomenal. Listening to your story on that part. And I don't like the word stuck. I've never liked the word, being cornered or anything like that. And that's just one of the things that I've always thought, that it's either two things that can pull a person out of a financial situation is high ticket. And I've told you about this before, Susan, high ticket, and then a real estate flip. Well, when my husband and I couldn't do any more real estate flips, we turned to the internet and we started doing high ticket. So our background is finance. So that's just kind of, there's two things, you can leverage your credit, you can leverage these systems. And leverage is a word that the rich use. And honestly, even this video here is leverage. It's a form of leverage. So absolutely. I'm always looking at other ways to leverage time, leverage money, taking credit, leveraging credit, things like that. So anyway, the back office, I got on a little tangent like I always do, but I have to make certain points at certain places.
Exactly. And I have one to make right there before you talk about the back office. Please.
Sure. So, yeah, go ahead.
What you have here with Tammy and I is two very strategic thinkers. So we're always looking for not just a solution, but the best solution. We just organically, naturally think strategically. And so that is the huge benefit. And I'm not really very boastful, but that just rolls off my tongue naturally. We're strategic thinkers. So that's going to be a huge benefit of you joining forces and running with us and popping into our inner circle, which we take very much pride in every single person within our inner circle.
I'm just going to say that every single person, when I say I'm a numbers person, of course, and you're a statistic person, Susan, but when people come to us, they're individualized. Like each person in our inner circle, whether they're doing mentoring with us or whether they're doing a high ticket with us, they are a person. Like, in other words, they come from a different spot. We have the knowledge that we have, but they may not have that knowledge yet. So we acknowledge that where they're at. Like, does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Like, in other words, we're not going to expect them to know everything. We're not going to expect them to know AWeber and all these kinds of things, because we didn't when we started. So we always just get back to basics. We get back to what I call the ground roots with the people in our inner circle. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not trying to tote or boast us or anything like that, but I guess I should. But if you get the picture and you see a lot of these marketers out there nowadays, they're just looking at simple numbers, and they're gonna burn you. I mean, I got burnt. My first high ticket, I sent off $3,500, and I didn't hear from the person again. Whereas we have, the back office of Titan, but we also have the training, and we have weekly calls, webinars, and trainings for people. And that's the biggest thing when you join us in our inner circle, that you will have a private Facebook group. You will literally be literally mentored by Susan and I. So But yeah, I had to say that it's a one-on-one basis, and you can do that with high ticket. You can't do that with $20 programs. You
No.
can't. There's no way. So, but what I like about the back office of Titum is the fact that it's so newbie friendly. When they pay the fee to us, when they pay the admin fee, like 2 people today, they got the sites, they're up and running. And literally you click one button and they're up and running. And then you can click a button for your callback request feature. Mm-hmm. And then now you're going to have your calls made on your behalf. And in our team specifically, I do callback requests. I always have for my team. And so with Titum, I do callbacks. And that's, it's good because like, I just know these systems so well, like the back of my hand. It's good that, you know, and well, I'll be able to do it for a while, Susan, until our team gets like huge, and then, you know, we'll be off in Hawaii or wherever. But, but for now, this month and time, whenever we're recording, I can do the callbacks. But the company definitely has an awesome callback system and team. Professional, very professional people. What else did you think we should add about? You always have a good review on the back office of things.
Yeah. So the first thing that I want to say is it's innovative. As soon as you sign into the site, well, first of all, after you watch this video, if you haven't already seen our bridge page that then introduces you to the webinar for Titum. So a very professional, well thought out and well presented webinar. So it's all automated, it's innovative, it's smart, it runs well. And then as soon as you get signed up, it's instant that you have access to the back office, which is portrayed like eye-friendly. You can very visually see your links are literally right there. And then on the left-hand side, you literally just go through and it's, sorry, I hear an echo. Do you hear the echo too, Tammy?
No, I don't hear the echo. You sound really good.
Okay, so I'll just adjust where I'm talking. So it's itemized very clearly. There's traffic resources in there. Then your products are very clear to see where they are. You just click it open and then they're displayed on the screen. You can download them. Then where you adjust your callback, whether you want it on, off, automated, it's just so easy to see where everything is at. You have instant access. You can grab your links, forward them to a domain and start advertising. You could be you could be all set up and ready to roll within an hour, literally.
Yes.
So yeah, it's just, and the resources, I peeked through actually just before we came on here, just to make sure I wasn't forgetting something. The resources are like well thought out and accessible, and you just literally click the link and you can get going, whether you want to do something like postcards or whether you want to order click traffic. It's completely accessible. And those resources happen to be our specialty as well. So we can guide you as to what will work for your specific target audience.
Absolutely. I mean, there's some days where we're generating 100 to 300 leads into our sales funnel. So we definitely know how to get as many leads as you can possibly handle. The other thing is the big ticket industry is known for voice broadcasting, and now, of course, the famous ringless. And the company back there, I couldn't sleep last night. I just kept reading it, and I'm like, this is awesome. We're not huge into voice broadcasting, although we have done it and it's very effective. It's like drinking out of a fire hose when you want leads, right? Mm-hmm. That's what I call it. And the ringless, we're lifestyle kind of marketers. So even though voice broadcasting can be ran behind the scenes, we're lifestyle marketers. So we like people to come through, and most people are really super busy. So that's what we like about the resources back there, is you can have it set up to be very autopilot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and you like the voice broadcasting, don't you, Susan?
I love it. It just gets me all fired up.
Yes, it's fun. Well, we'll do a couple this week just to make you happy and fire you up.
All right. So just I don't know, like if something else will pop into our minds, what we want to share with you, but we did want to illuminate that. We'll keep it short. But I just want to show you. So this has all been focused around the revealing of the resources and kind of discussing Titum Incorporated resources and Susan and Tammy resources, Unstoppable Mamas. And Unstoppable Mamas is who we are. That doesn't mean you have to be a mama to join us. Some people ask because of the word. The word unstoppable truly is it's defining. It's a choice. Yep. You can be unstoppable simply by making a choice. So anyway, so that's what our focus is. But I do want to show you just like from like that it is actually working. So those are the resources, but it is actually working. And speaking of lifestyle, it's, what is it, Tuesday here, and I'm leaving again on Sunday. My daughter needs to get away, so I am taking her away for a week, and I'll still be working every day of it.
That's cool. I just want to show a file, Susan. This is in just 1 year. It's over 300 and some people in 13 months, member to member. So just a little accolade right there as a proof in the pudding. I keep lists. I know there's like a lot of people thinking, wow, why do you still keep hard file? But you even got to see it in Pittsburgh when we did our live event. I just like to, for me, I like writing things down, even though my handwriting's horrible. I'm always on the typewriter or on the computer, on my phone during the day. But I still think that, hey, what if your computer crashes? I still got to get a hold of my people. Yep. Exactly. So I'm just one of those old-fashioned people where I like to keep lists. I like to keep lists, of course, digitally, but then also in physical form.
Absolutely. And, I just have to say that is not a little accolade. That is huge. Over 350 people in, what, a year or just over
13
a year?
Months. I started keeping track last September. I said to myself, why am I not writing these down and keeping track? So all of a sudden I did. But that's just in 6 years. Oh, gosh. Ugh. Gosh, and I did veer off and go into an MLM, and those are easy to get signups and hordes because the price point's so low. But I put in like 130 in 2 months there. But I'd say a couple thousand, 2,000-3,000 people.
Yeah, and that's huge because most of those, probably 90% of those, are all big ticket, aren't they?
Correct. That's my specialty, as big ticket. So you can just imagine the number of how much I have made in 6 years. I haven't added it up because I just know what I do yearly. But I make the guidance counselor that told me that I was not going to be going to college. I make his salary look sick.
Exactly. So there's only one thing left for you to do is make a decision, take some action. If you need to reach out to one of us, go ahead by all means. If you want to research us some more, go ahead. There is a lot of information about what we're doing, what we can do.
Absolutely.
And only we know what we're going to do in the next year, but you'll see that too. So
we're going to keep some secrets, right, Susan?
Exactly.
Cool.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you so much.
Susan. This was fun.
Always is. I love working with you.
Same here. And we always get goofy, but we're serious about the money, but we're goofy. And hey, you might as well have fun when you're working, right?
Exactly. And we'll see all of you in the next video.
Take care. Uh-oh. It's still live. Cut the damn thing off.